What's going on, everybody?
Oh, hello, hello.
Hey, I had to slowly put y'all in, y'all. Hey, just FYI, Tune Talk. I am producing by myself tonight. All right, I am by myself tonight.
And
Nelly
he's
is
going to
out.
get demoted after
eh,
tonight.
and Nelly's out doing whatever she does. And we just we just gonna roll with the punches. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Y'all. I'm excited because this topic that we're gonna dive into is real, right? It's real, so it's gonna be fun. It might be a little crazy, but we gonna have fun with it, right? If you didn't catch the last episode, we talked on about the Todd Tribbett thing, man, and just the church being whack and we know how we feel about that, and we've seen a whole lot of whack posts even as of today. So we want to if you haven't got that episode, go on back and get that and listen to that episode. But while you are at it tonight, I want you to do me a favor: like, share, and subscribe. If you have not done that already, please share. Listen, I know the preachers out here preaching tonight, y'all. I know y'all want to catch a word, but y'all can catch the replay on that too. Y'all come on, have a conversation with us here at Tune Talk, where we're going to explore the greatness of music, the
Yeah.
greatness of music, the songs, the writers, and everybody that's behind it, ministry as a whole. So like, share, and subscribe to all of your followers. And let's get into this crazy topic on stop trying to fit in. Now, listen to me. I
Whew.
know, I know. Some of us ain't gonna get into this because we're the ones that actually want to fit in.
Oh, glory.
I'm starting off a little crazy. I feel it.
Who?
Some of us we we're not going to get into this conversation much because we're the ones that want to fit in, right? And so I'm sure, like when we were little, your parents would always kind of tell you. Hopefully, your parents told you this: be a leader, not a follower. We were always taught that, to be leaders. But we live in a world today where being a leader is despised and somewhat frowned upon, right? They frown upon that nowadays, being a leader. And if you're a leader nowadays, it's more so of we ain't gonna get into that ego. We already talked about egos. Y'all catch that. Y'all catch that episode another day. But the world is constantly telling us that we must follow the new trends, the new norm. I don't know about y'all, like, and me as a musical artist, some of us are being told all the time, you got to go with what's trending. You need to create and write on what's trending. No, no, I want to be myself, right? I want to be myself, and I'm skipping a little bit, but typically, uh, I want to let some of y'all know that you wanting to fit in is actually bad, right? Because that means that you aren't being genuine. You aren't being genuine at all, which mean that you're out here being fake. You're just being fake. And I think we encounter people like that, especially in the church. But even outside of the church, we encounter people like that where you are just being fake because you want to be accepted. You want to be accepted. You want to look like everybody else. You want to sound like everybody else. You want to sing like everybody else. You want to perform like everybody else. You want to play like everybody else. We can go down the list. You want to preach like everybody else because there's a whole lot of preachers that try to mock other preachers out here. You, my friend, are being fake. You are not being genuine, right? So everyone wants to be accepted. Why is this? Y'all talk to me. Why do y'all feel like everybody want to be accepted? Like what are we? Do we get paid for this?
I'd love to chime in. So I think this starts at a young age for people. Always wanting to fit in, always wanting to be accepted, always wanted to feel like they are a part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it partially comes down to like a self-esteem thing at times.
Mm.
Um, when you're one of those people who, I feel like when you're one of those people who is trying to fit in all the time, you personally just don't know how to branch out and be yourself.
Right.
And so fitting in is easier than taking the time to figure out who you are.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I never understood why that was a thing. Like, I think all of my life, I've always looked at people that are trying. You can see people that are trying to fit in from a distance too. Like, you can see that. You can see that stuff because you know dang on well you don't fit in. You
Well,
you you don't even look you don't look like nobody in that circle. So we know you're trying to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So why is this? Hopefully we can get to the root of something tonight because I think that a lot of people got it bad. They got it bad. Talk to me, Candace. What you got?
I was just going to say, do you think people are programmed that way just from a young age, just to fit in, be kind of cookie cutter? Especially, I'm just maybe talking about in church too, like being cookie cutter Christians. Um, is that something that they're programmed? Is it a learned behavior? I don't know.
I would like to say something about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I do think in some ways it's a learned behavior because it seems like people want to go with what has worked before, and and kind of like to what Chris G was saying, is it's like if I don't go with what was already done, the easy route, then that means I got to put some work in, and that means I have to do something that that may require me to step out of my comfort zone, even with my own self. When it's like, well, if I see he got on the red shirt and the red shirt got him an applause, then let me go give me a red shirt too. Easy.
Yeah.
Let me do the same thing. But not knowing it had nothing to do with that. That person knew that audience. That person knew where they were going into. That person done their research. So I think a lot of times people just miss the mark on themselves, when they are trying to replicate something. And that turns around and being, well, let me try to fit in then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me just try to fit in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I've always struggled with I've always struggled with a little bit of insecurity. I'm a worship leader. I do go out and sing. 99% of the places that I go or get invited to, I do not look the same or sing the same or anything like that, or what people are used to. And I dealt with a lot of inferiorities. Like, I was very very insecure about that, but I had to realize that this is the avenue and the anointing that God gave me.
Yeah.
Right. And I had to work hard at it, because it was I either stand out or get stood on, right? So let's just put it that way. Like, I was either going to stand out or I just was never going to be able to walk in the actual call that God gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's just for me.
I think another part of it is that there's a euphoria to being seen. Like there's literal chemicals in your brain that says, "Oh, I'm being noticed," and that feels a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
So, like, how do I replicate that? How do I continue that? Okay, obviously, this group, they're seen and they're noticed, and if I can act like them, if I can be like them, I might be seen too. Even though I don't believe in any of that things they do, I'll force myself to feel that way. Even though I don't, my lifestyle does not replicate that of theirs. I'm gonna switch around, do some things so that it can be, I can fit in, and I can be a part of that.
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing is people, like, they lower their standards.
Oh, for sure.
To fit in to a place that they don't belong. And I think that's very unhealthy to do that. It's very unhealthy because you've then told yourself, I can't do this on my own. I need validation.
Yeah.
I need somebody to tell me that this is okay or that this is right.
Yeah.
You need validation. So a lot of that, it could be insecurities.
Antoine, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Deborah.
I just thought about another perspective when it comes to just the subject in general, because a lot of times our environment has pushed us in that direction as well. Like, I just feel like, we already know how it is in Indianapolis. If it's something that's different in general, there's always a side eye.
Yeah.
We already know that's the case. So, for those who are, possibly upcoming artists, what have you, they may feel a little bit of pressure to say, okay, well, let me sound like this person, or let me do, what Indianapolis said was okay last time.
Oh,
Because you're taking a risk every time you don't.
yeah.
You take a risk every time you want to do something that is out of the box. So that kind of goes back to that self-confidence again. Just really being strong in who you are as a person, or in your craft and your gift, whatever, to be like, it don't matter whether
Yeah.
whether they accept me or not, because what I have to offer is what God gave me.
Yeah.
Whether it be my personality, or my voice, my look, style, whatever.
Yeah. And I think that that's the hard part, because
Yeah.
people that are trying to fit in don't know how not to try to fit in.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
You're good.
Go ahead.
So um, one of the really interesting things about that I'll share about myself is that I grew up in a larger family, but I was born several years after everyone else. So and then it was many years before there was another child in my family born. But because I was the baby of the family and it was a large family,
Yeah.
like one of my biggest things all the time was like, how do I fit in so I can be heard? And so then it can create a negative pattern that says I have to always be seen and be heard. Sometimes to the point where like I will not be myself. And so like that was one of the things I had to check myself about at an early age, because the big thing in my family was if you didn't speak up, you weren't gonna be heard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was just how it's gonna go. And it was not that they didn't love you, but it was just like it's a lot of us.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, growing up around all my grandmother's grandkids, it was like 16 of us. So like, and then also being a huge family where you're trying to have events like where like my birthday parties as a child, you'd have like 45 cousins over, and that was a normal thing. So then like it was also like you have to talk up, because I promise you, I'm not paying attention to just one person. I'm paying attention to everything around me. And so if you want to be noticed, you got to speak out. But then also that kind of thinks, okay, so I guess I got to be extra. I got to be seen. I got to do all this stuff that's unnecessary just so that people will notice me. And sometimes it's not always that case.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just brings me to like, why do people seek advice from people who aren't qualified to speak into their lives, but they do it because they're popular and they want to fit in? And you know what? I've seen this a lot, and this has actually happened to me, to where people will come to me for advice, and I'm just like, I don't even think you should be talking to me about this. Like, I think I'm the wrong person for you to talk to me about, and it could be because of status.
I was just gonna say, some people equate popularity to wisdom.
Woo!
And so it's like, because you have a big following, apparently you say things that matter.
Right. Because you post the quotes, right?
Yeah. And sometimes that's not the case.
Right.
Like sometimes we seek references from people because, oh, everybody knows them, everybody goes to them.
Yeah.
And you look at all them people, they are jacked up.
Yeah.
Like they are not
Absolutely.
Like, I've been trying to tell people, y'all are not okay.
Not okay.
and y'all all getting y'all information from the same person. Apparently, we should stop going to them.
Yeah. We got to, because I just don't feel like you would never grow going to people that just have the looks that just, or from my point, you may say, oh no, I'm going to a different place. I can't do that. Nelly ain't on here, y'all. She ain't on here. I almost said so. It almost split.
Hold on. And can I just real quick? I'm proud of you for finding yourself and saying, no, actually, no.
It almost slipped.
Right.
Y'all, it almost came out. I had to stop myself. So let me go on and move on. Okay, because I got to get it out of my head. Because have you ever had that feeling where you just want to say it and
You got
it's right there. Whoo, y'all.
Well, I'm going to tell him myself. I think it was interesting. I'm going to go ahead and tell him myself. But no, for 10 years, I led praise and worship with my ex-husband. And we stood on the stage Sunday after Sunday. Every time the church doors were open, we were there. But in our home, we were jacked up. Okay. We were tore up from the floor up. But everybody used to say, ooh, couple goals, power goals, like power couple goals. They used to say all these things to us. They'd come to us and be like, our marriage is torn apart. Can you help us? And I was thinking to myself, no, because I'm about to go to jail for killing him. Like, it was, I'm just being honest. I'm being real. And I would literally sit there and think to myself, it's so interesting to me because, we were Facebook official, baby. Like anytime you would see us on Facebook and you would be like, man, so, they're such a dynamic duo and all these things. I know I see some people posting, but seriously, it was so true. People would think that we had it all together just because of the fact that we sang on a stage Sunday after Sunday being jacked up.
Blah.
And I'm telling you, and I can say this now because we are divorced and we have moved on in our lives. But what I will tell you is that, and he and I can have a conversation now and we can actually kind of laugh about it. He is remarried. He's got a beautiful wife. And I'm so thankful that he found who he was supposed to be with. And I'm so thankful that God allowed us to get out of that situation. But could you imagine if we were ministering to couples just because of the fact the way we looked, just because of, the fact that we sang on a stage Sunday after Sunday? Absolutely not. We would be ministering out of hurt. And then we would be leading those people down the straight path to hell that we were on.
Yep.
So I think that's super important. People need to understand. I'm in the middle of writing a book and it's called The Expectation That Murdered My Marriage. And it's really because of the fact that there were all these expectations that were on us. And then people thought we were something that we were not. And so you have to be really, really careful when you are trying to fit in.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Anyways, there's that. I went deep for you guys. I'm sorry about that.
No, because I think these are the consequences for trying to fit in.
Yeah.
This is just what happens when you try to fit in. It's not healthy. Y'all don't want to hear it. Come here, church. Y'all don't want to hear me.
But the problem with that also is that, and I have to be honest, we need more pastors and people to stand up and say, no, y'all need to sit y'all's butts down.
Right.
Till y'all can get it together.
Right.
Right. And just because we making the pastor or the church look good.
Right.
We need to get it together because people are now looking at us and thinking that this is okay.
Right.
Now, as we talked about that from just a natural side, I also want to talk about it from a spiritual side of the whole trying to fit in situation. You see people's anointings, and you admire that, but you also don't see their warfare that comes with that. And it's like you weren't built with the lifestyle to handle that, and because you weren't, like, you trying to be them, and it's like, no, dear. Antoine, please, Antoine.
Delete him. But it is he needs to be deleted.
This is sick.
But it's one of those things, and when you are on that path and you're trying so hard to get in, you miss what it is that God has for you.
Absolutely.
And then you run the risk of delaying that promise that he's made to you. Then you run the risk of being upset with God, as if he did something wrong. Thanks, Fifi. Thank you so much, woman of God. But yeah, that's the risk that we run, and then we have the other side of the
Help us,
spectrum
Jesus.
as well. So we're talking about fitting in and
Mhm.
going to your calling, and then to what Candace said. I don't know if I would say that there's not a good amount of pastors who would enjoy doing the correction. The problem is this generation does not want the correction. Uh,
Oh,
And
if you
that's
correct
correct.
if you correct me, then I'm leaving and going to another church. Well, then you'll just continue to try to fit in into a place where you're not supposed to be. And one day you'll bump your head and you'll come back to me when you're older and you'll say, Pastor, I'm so sorry that I didn't listen to you 20 years ago. I would have had this together by now.
see,
But because you can't,
People wonder why Chris is my pastor. Go ahead.
right.
We definitely are scared of rebuke in general.
yeah,
This is definitely a generation that's scared of rebuke.
crazy.
Antoine,
But you know what?
You are listen.
But
You
you know
got
what?
to get it together.
You know
Right.
what? We gotta come to something, because obviously we are at a point where people just don't want to be real with themselves anymore.
100%.
Yeah.
They don't want to be real with themselves anymore, and I think that's what causes them to. Because here's the thing, sweetie bum bum poo poo. You didn't dress that same way back in the day, but now that you've came, and you can see that you've changed yourself to fit in.
Right. Well, no,
Yeah.
they can't see it because they ain't got too far.
I never seen you wear a head little thing on it like the mothers did.
A doily.
I ain't never. What is it called?
A doily.
A doilet?
A
Doily.
A who? A doily?
Doily. Doily.
Somebody type in the comments
See,
for us.
Right.
that's what I'm
Somebody,
saying.
just please
Those
type
things.
doily.
We ain't never
Please
seen you wear those. But because you want to fit in, because you go into all these organizations that are wearing this stuff, you want to try to fit into this. You want to look the same. For so long, y'all, I have always felt that because I went to an apostolic church, and back in the day, everybody know where I went back in the day, where I grew up at, or technically grew up at, but I went back there, and I always felt like I needed to wear a suit, a tie.
Oh Lord, let me go unshare this from my page.
Let me go ahead and turn off all my
I
social
got,
media.
I got the same.
But no,
the
I always felt that I needed to wear all that stuff to fit in,
Right. Right.
to look like them.
Right.
And again, I think there's a difference between respecting someone's house and then just going to try to fit in.
Right.
You know, there's a difference. When I go to someone's house, someone else's home to minister, I make sure that I am respectful of what their home,
But not trying
right?
to fit in.
But I'm not trying to
Right.
fit in.
Right.
If I was trying to fit in, then they probably shouldn't have ever even asked me to come.
Right. So that brings me to this. Why do I have to change my appearance to fit in?
Yeah.
Because you see that.
Is that a question for the person that's doing it?
Like I just want to encourage somebody, because again, this is the stuff that we see.
Right.
You don't have to change who you are, but you can enhance who you are.
True.
Yeah.
You don't have to always take what you have seen or what you see. We don't have to do that.
Right.
This is why it's hard for some people to even receive who I am, because here's a good part. I know who I am. I know how I want to dress. I know how I want to talk. I know how I want to look. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to feel like if I step on so and so stage, I got to sound like them. If I wear this, or if I seen them in this, I need to make sure I wear that because I see everybody going over to I don't have to do that. because I realized and I came to a point of I know who I am.
Yeah, you don't have to rent that Easter suit just
You
to.
ain't got to rent that. So go ahead, keep your money.
Could you
Exactly.
could
Keep
you
your
imagine
money.
me trying to do a run?
Like,
I just imagine myself trying to really do a run.
no,
I
for
said,
real.
man,
For
Candace, go ahead.
real.
Hang up for us, baby.
oh,
Listen,
I
you
mean,
Now
you have
you can be unique and still be respectful, though.
Mhm.
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely.
Yes.
You have to, and if y'all need to take notes. I think y'all need to take notes tonight too. And
Yeah,
talk.
do y'all still write in Bible class? That's why you're
I
not
do. I
learning
have my
that.
notebook.
That's why you ain't learning that now. You ain't writing.
Y'all using them phones and voice record for the whole service.
Exactly. Y'all doing this. Y'all do this at the beginning of service.
I only record just so I can have it for leverage later.
Look,
Y'all, I get excited when I see the Saints go.
look.
Like a mo control.
Come on.
Hey, I want to take a pause real quick, y'all. If you just chiming in to Tune Talk, thank you for tuning in to Tune Talk. I want you to do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to Tune Talk. If this is your first time, this is the show that you want to hear every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Afterwards, we go into what we call our exclusive time together. And we just let it all out. We let it all out. And it's right after the show, only on YouTube. You can catch Tune Talk Uncut, the after show, exclusively on YouTube at I Am Antoine Jenkins. That is I Am Antoine Jenkins. All right, let's dive into our next segment. I want to go ahead. You said it sound like an ego. No, I see. I just sound just right for it. I sound just right. Now, Candace, what you got for me?
All right. Tonight we are going to really talk about someone that I love. A lot of people, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I think that she should be known everywhere. We talk about underrated artists, we talk about things like that. And that's how I feel about this young woman of God. First of all, she is so, I mean, even just the cover of her single is just, you can tell she's unique. She is definitely authentic to herself. And, I know that she has a new single, so I need everybody under the sound of my voice.
Yeah.
Under the sound of my voice, okay? How am I doing, Pastor Chris? Under the sound of my voice, I need everybody to please give it up for Miss Destiny Fitzpatrick, and her single is called Preparing Me. So I need everybody to go download it, okay? Actually, get it the legal way, okay? And go ahead and support. Yes, and please support her. I mean, look how cute she is, first of all. And not only that, but that girl can sing. So I want everybody to go ahead and go do that. She has some runs. I don't, but she does. And guess what? And that's why she's in her own lane and I'm in mine.
Yeah.
I need everybody to go ahead and give her a round of applause. One more
There we
time.
go.
And please go and download her and her song Preparing Me and support her. Come on.
Yes, come on.
We need to do more supporting.
We do.
Right? Stop trying to see y'all go ahead and take the mic.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead and continue to support.
Yes.
And if you haven't already heard, I have not heard the single yet, but I dare to do so right after this show, after our uncut show tonight. I'll try to take a listen to it. But her name is Brittany.
Destiny Fitzpatrick. Destiny Fitzpatrick. And let me
she's here. I'm looking right at her name.
There.
Come on. I'm looking right at her.
Look at her. She's supporting us tonight.
Look, congratulations, Destiny. Keep going. The road is not easy. I think you probably have already already know that by now, with trying to become an artist or just being in this journey for however long you've been on this journey. It's not easy. And I know a lot of times we can misunderstand this because we want to be seen as well. And so that a lot of that is we have these battles with being artists because we want to keep it spiritual too. And so we don't ever want to to make it seem like it's an ego issue, right? And so you just keep going. You keep thriving. I do dare to listen to this after our show today. So congratulations to you again, and I hope great success. I pray for great success for your music. All right, one more time, y'all, for Destiny. Come on.
Yes, Miss Destiny.
Yes. So all right, let's get back into this. So where I'm at right now is you have to forget the popular people and find your real people.
Hmm.
When you try to fit in with everybody who wants a piece of you, you open up the floodgates to drama, neediness, and negativity. Right. And I think people don't think of it that way. People don't think of it that way because they just oh, it ain't nothing wrong with it. I want to go along with the people who get the attention. No, no, no. Because if we haven't seen in our world today, the people who get the attention get a lot of negative feedback.
Yeah.
A lot of negative feedback. You have to be careful because that stuff consumes you. You got to stop hanging out with people who consume you, who takes everything out of you just so that you can be somebody that you're not.
Right.
Well, I mean, anybody can tell you I have a lot of acquaintances. I know a lot of people, but do I have a lot of friends? How is my circle? You
Yeah.
know, if you look at my circle, I don't really have a big circle. And it's not because of the fact that I don't want friends or that I, you know, don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to have, friends or hang out or whatever,
Yeah.
but I have to keep it because of the fact that I am a worship leader
Yeah.
and I do, but I have to keep it small. I have to.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I need someone that I can trust, someone that can cover me, someone that when I'm in my time of need,
Mm-hmm.
right, I can go to and say, hey, listen, I need you to cover me today. Because today, Candace wants to get out of her lane and she wants to go ahead and put that two-hitter quitter right on somebody.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are still things that I'm being delivered from. And if I were to be out there,
Mm-hmm.
people aren't real and authentic and they're always maybe chasing clout. They're always trying to figure out, do you see what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful who you attach yourself with. Not to mention there are soul ties that you can attach yourself with
Yeah. Yeah.
that can ruin everything that you've built or everything that you've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with that.
Yeah. You have to learn to build your dreams and not someone else's.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you right now, sometimes you can't tell everybody your dreams.
That's true.
Sometimes you
true.
can't tell everybody what you're trying to do.
Yep. Yep. And I want y'all to take note of this because again, you gotta learn to build who you are, build your own dreams and not somebody else's. And that's so common with people that try to fit in because they see somebody else doing it, so they want to hop on it. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They want to do it. And so I think that fitting in makes you an expert at doing what other people want. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think what Destiny said is good, and we've said it, and it's probably going to be echoed tonight. Find your own lane. When you're in your
Find your
own
own
lane,
lane.
it may not be easy. The road is going to be rough, but if God's hand is on you, you will get to where He's destined for you to go.
Mm,
If I share my dream with the wrong person, I have to know that at the end of the day, He's got enough that even if nobody else believes in this dream, if He gave it to me,
yeah.
that's all I need. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
to ride on His word. Um,
Yeah.
and the devil lifestyle is very draining and it's very hard. And I know Chris had said earlier about We talked about the natural side, and then he went spiritual, and that's where I went. And I said, "No, Lord, I'm gonna stay surface tonight."
Yeah.
But he shifted me there. But that double lifestyle of
Yeah.
trying to, you want to have one foot in the church and one foot in the world, because you feel like, my people may feel like I done got out here and changed my life around. Now I'm too good. No, I'm not too good.
Mm,
I still love you. It's just some things that I used to do it was impairing me from getting to
mm.
my destiny. And so
See.
I had to make a lifestyle change. If
Yeah.
you're not there yet, stay where you are. Don't try to follow me. Accept it when it's your time.
Yeah.
If you come too soon, it's detrimental. If you come too late, it's detrimental. You
Yep.
got to jump in right at the right time. And
Yeah.
all of us have had that moment. We've had that opportunity, but God has spared us long enough so that
Yep.
we can jump in right at the right time.
Yep.
And because of that, He's keeping us where we are right now. But
See.
we're one split decision away from going back to what we used to do.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That boy's
That's
a
so
preacher.
good.
That boy's a preacher.
I mean, he's a preacher. He's a preacher. Follow
He's
him.
my preacher. I don't know what you're talking
Follow
about.
him. Yeah, we're just at this place, y'all, where you just have to you got to stop trying to be accepted where you're not allowed.
Yeah.
That's just the
Yeah.
reality of it, and it's okay. It's okay. I promise you, I had to learn that too. I was like, man, this is gonna be hard because I wanna do what everybody else is doing. I wanna say the things other people say. You know what I'm
I,
saying? We
I,
gotta get into that place
I'm past the 30s.
where
Praise the Lord.
what'd you say?
He asked whether over 30. I said, yes, God has graced me to live longer than 30 years. I'm qualified to say what I'm saying.
Look, come on. You're qualified for it.
Especially when I've
Stop
lived it.
trying stop trying to be accepted where you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Where you're not wanted, or Felicia said where you're not wanted, because you get into those places, and let me tell you, when you get in those places and you've done it for so long trying to fit in, they let you in. Like Chris said, that you get drained, and then now guess what? You're back at your toddler stage. You're trying to find yourself,
Mhm.
trying to find who you are. I didn't know this podcast was going to try to turn into an encouragement, but I just think that that's kind of just where we are as a whole, with just trying to fit in with people who really don't mean well to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. We seek a fix, like some sort of fix in life, before we'll seek real family and real friendship.
Mhm.
And so sometimes the end thing is to do what you see, like, once again, going back to what we see the popular people doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, unpopularity is comfortable for me.
Mm.
And there's a reason why. Because I can guarantee you the popular thing will die out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
it's gonna die out.
Yep.
There are some things that you have to that have to be tangible and that you can hold on to, that you'll say, this won't fail me.
Mm.
Like, and that sometimes goes back to our faith. We try to fit in faith-wise in spaces that we shouldn't.
Come on.
Like, we sit in churches that shout fast and that have a nasty bump and a great praise team, but we are socially drained there.
Emotionally drained.
Come on,
Yeah.
Doctor.
I mean, he talking tonight.
And
No.
just the thing is, my concern is that you'll never truly be fulfilled in spaces like that. Like, honestly, like, because you'll always be, after a while, a fix is only as good as the amount that you're getting. So then you have to get even more. You have to branch even farther. But it's like, if you find the thing that's actually right for you, you'll be consistent there, and that'll be okay.
Yeah. You got to find what's right for you.
Yeah.
You got to
And
find what's right for you.
when you walk that path that's right for you, that already puts a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
And not saying a bad one, because I understand there's a difference between a target and a spotlight. And so I said it puts a spotlight on you. And
Yeah.
so I can go into places that I don't normally frequent, and people look and they may say, "What you doing in here?" Not because I did anything in particular. It's just because there's something on me that causes them to say. Now, I've never shunned any group of people, but it's just something on you that people will see the integrity and the authenticity and everything else that's on you, and say you ain't supposed to be here.
It's not. This ain't your
Not
space.
supposed
Hold
to
on.
be.
Go
Right,
back.
right. But you can. I feel like the world. We should be able to be in those places and not
Yeah.
be tainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and that's where you get be ye in the world,
Yes.
but not of the world.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
got to you can I can step in some spaces and you be like, yeah, well, thanks. All right.
God bless.
Right.
It was
Right.
bless you.
God bless.
All right, I'm
This was
going back.
good. This was good for me.
This was
I was
nice.
I was at a church a while back. And what happened, Chris?
I'm still here.
Okay. No, I was at a church a while back, and I experienced that same thing too. I was serving as the worship leader there, and um, I was just in a place of I don't belong here. I just don't belong here. I didn't care about trying to fit in. I didn't care about the money because it was only like 30, $40 anyway. But I didn't care about none of that stuff. I just I didn't want to fit in. So I was just like, you know what? This is not for me. I don't belong here. And let me reassure you, some of y'all, it's not because of the $40
There you go. I
of
was
why
waiting
I
on
felt
that.
like, yeah,
I was
it
waiting on
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't that. It
Because you should
was
pick up the trash
genuinely
off the floor, even if there's no money involved.
right, absolutely. Absolutely. We gotta pick up the trash.
that.
So, we just
But yeah, what's a heart attack feel like?
Can somebody tell me?
I think I'm having one.
Listen, first of all, Destiny said you can't walk in someone else's assignment and expect it to work for you.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
I
really
mean,
all we're
there.
trying to say tonight.
look at
That's
our
that's
spotlight
it right
artist
there.
just went ahead and put it
No,
there.
That's it
no,
right there.
she's preaching it tonight. She's preaching
Listen.
better than she knows.
And that's it, because
That's
when you start failing and you start flopping in this assignment, it ain't because it was wrong. It was because it ain't yours.
Exactly, 100%.
Woo.
And going back to what Chris G said when he said something about like real friendships and real family, stuff like that, people don't want it because it's too hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
Right? A real friendship is too much work. A real family is too much work. Right?
Absolutely.
So many times, I mean, that's why relationships don't work out anymore, right? Because it's too much work.
Yep.
People hop from bed to bed because it's too much work. Well, I said it. And then also when you talk about real friendship, right? You're talking about me, Antoine, Chris, Carlton, now Chris, now Deborah. Like, could you imagine us starting a friendship and us? We're not always going to agree on this platform together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right? We're not. But if we are real friends, then we're going to have to continue to work and understand that just because it's my view doesn't mean it's Chris G's view. Right? But
Yeah.
still, that doesn't mean that I have to change my point of view because I want Deborah to like me or I want
Right.
Antoine to like me.
Yeah.
No, it's because of the fact that God brought us all together and we just may have to do a little work
Right.
at being friends or
Yeah.
being co-hosts because of the fact that this is the avenue that God brought us in. Right. So, but I get tired of people that want to be lazy.
Right. Look, like prime example. When we was talking a couple episodes ago, Antoine liked fog machine. They set my asthma off, but it's all right. I'm still gonna come to campfire, and I'm gonna support.
Oh, and can I tell you?
I'm gonna support.
We're not gonna talk about this tonight. We're not gonna talk about this tonight.
I didn't even get invited to campfire, so I don't want to talk about it. How about that?
But I mean, Reverend man of God be trying to kill me, but we're gonna be there with the season lights and everything. We
Yeah, I
go,
said it.
and that's my friend.
Wait. Chris. Come here.
Look at
I'm glad you enjoyed the campfire experience. So moving on.
I didn't because I
see,
didn't.
see that lets you know when you enjoy something, you're gonna talk about it the next day.
Oh,
Thank you,
no,
Jesus.
Jashad, I know. It's rough.
Oh,
What did you say? I used to be a part of campfire, so I understand. Oh wow. All right, so we're gonna move right along. Amen.
I'm getting fired tonight, guys. It was a pleasure. I love everybody.
Oh, you know, I want y'all to know, me and Candace gonna be gone after this one, y'all.
Listen, the whole matter of this, y'all, because I know people want to go back to the services that are streaming currently, but the purpose of all of this is to follow the dreams of your heart. You don't. I showed up on a great time. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Follow the dreams of your heart.
mhm.
If I like smoke and I like lights,
Please clarify. Please
Yeah,
clarify.
no, when he said if I like smoke, I was like,
Right. Yeah, please clarify, man of God.
look,
since I
I was
like
like,
since I like that, then I'm gonna do it because I'm not trying to look like nobody else. I don't want anything I do to look like anybody else's.
that's real. Yeah.
I don't want it. I
Yeah,
don't,
see,
that
bring
sets
him
me
up to speed.
apart. Bring me up to speed.
Yeah,
Oh,
please.
you're gonna have to catch the replay, Reverend.
Because he tuned in after right when you said I like smoke. You got to see.
Oh,
clarify.
no. Okay, so let me clarify. I don't smoke. Oh, the Saints, boy. This is so church. All right, so this is so church. Okay, I don't smoke. This is the system stuff. Okay, y'all, I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
Like
I meant
lights
smoke
and,
detectors.
yes.
I meant the smoke, not smoke detectors. What is it
heard
called?
smoke.
Haze.
He said
Haze.
detectors.
Oh, we're in the system
Chris.
church.
Chris, don't you beat LeBron James? Don't you?
See, Kevin, we were just talking about this, the systems. Oh, we gotta explain ourselves. Jesus. My Lord, it was gonna go. Somebody was gonna take just this little clip and say, "I knew Antoine was a smoker."
Yep, I knew
That's
it.
what they were saying.
But you know
I knew
what?
he was out here doing that stuff.
And next thing you know, the followers are going to be piling up.
Oh no, the Saints gonna be in here. They gonna be here.
They say, "Oh, I already fit in." Boom.
This is so church. Clarify for the people in the back. This is so dumb.
This is so church. I mean, this is what we do, boy. You say one wrong thing, they gonna flip
The
it.
Saints said smoke.
Right.
Smoke.
I mean, left church and everything. Jump right out of
Church's wag.
Church is whack. Church is whack, man.
Church is whack, y'all.
We already.
Oh,
I love
y'all know allowing Kevin in this chat right now is gonna we about to all get canceled.
They was about to become your best friend. Hey,
Oh,
man,
no.
right?
They
No,
was-
that's when the real saints that say that the church is whack. They was gonna be like, okay, we can talk now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We can chat for real.
We can talk now.
So the church is back.
Oh yeah.
The church is back. Okay, all right, all
Okay,
right. We gotta
sorry.
get through this. See, we won't. We'll stay right there.
I know.
We'll stay right there.
But stop trying to fit in. Rain it on back in.
Yes.
You gotta get into
Lord.
a place to where you fulfill your own dreams. You don't have to dress like people. You don't have to talk like people. You don't have to preach like people.
Well,
Please.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to fit in because it's trending. I got so caught up in trends. You don't have to do it. It's a blank. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Because when you do it and then it's done, you don't even know who you are. You don't know who you are. You got to find yourself. You won't find yourself, people of God, being in places where you want to fit in.
Yeah.
Even if it's a church. If you don't belong there, you don't belong there. It's okay. You don't have to go because it's trending. You don't have to do that, because you would get into a place to where you would literally have to leave that place, that same trending place, and go find yourself. You gotta start all over. Why waste so much time in doing that?
Right.
Don't lose yourself for the sake of the
trend.
trend.
Hmm.
You can't. You can't. And it's so common nowadays. Everybody wants the same preacher. Everybody wants the same singer. Everybody wants the same musicians. Like, everybody wants all of the same stuff. But what happens after that? What happens when like, it's nobody wants to be different? And I think, again, just to elaborate a little bit off of the last episode that we did, this is why people are bashing Ty Tribbett, because he's standing out. He's not going along with the trend. You know, that's just what it is.
That's true.
So we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that, y'all. Really quick, I want to go to my next part of the show, y'all. It is let's talk about it. Did I miss a comment?
No, he thought.
Hold on, I want to read this. Let me read this before we go. Having the same stuff as someone else won't make you more relevant than you or are not. Amen. Amen.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it, y'all. So I seen this clip, and my co-hosts, y'all, they weren't aware of this, but I seen this clip, and I want to put this clip up because I think it's so much.
See, y'all about to make church hurt now.
This
Y'all,
is about to
get it
Y'all
together.
leave Deshaun alone. He has something brewing in his spirit. He was ready to just.
He was ready to just what?
What kind of coffee is this? I'm not
Listen, you
fooling
need
with
to
this.
rein it in. Come on, I'm trying to be Nelly here. Let's
So,
go.
Right.
So
Right.
let's see Nelly and on tonight, so we good.
That's the real thing. The issue is that, y'all, we are in trouble, y'all.
Right.
We
We-
are.
And you know we're gonna be a punishment after this.
We're not trying to fit in.
The boat is going down.
We're not trying to fit into this schedule.
We are not.
We try to do our own thing.
Now, what's this video you seen?
So
man?
this video, I'm gonna play this video for y'all because I think that this is it's different, and this guy, he's gotten a lot of pushback because of his demonstrations and stuff on stage. Y'all take a listen.
You are not actually getting the best out of what you have. Yeah. And one cut is going to cause you pain. Remember, the scripture says, anybody who's not producing fruit, he cuts them off and throws them away. But the people who are producing fruit, he cuts them so that they can have more fruit. What I found out is one cut is full of pain and the other cut is full of promise.
Okay. Now, here's my issue. We are we got the part, we got the message. But why is he sitting in his chair getting his hair cut on the pulpit?
Well,
Didn't make any sense. I didn't understand that.
So
I get
doing
the
this other
cut.
thing.
I get the cut of like the message. I get his message. I understand his message, but did I miss
they
his
take
hair?
that video out of context? Did you watch the whole video? Did you watch?
I watched the whole video.
Okay.
And this is just a clip that I took. I did watch the whole video, but I wanted to get the chair part.
I'm gonna let y'all. Let's see. We didn't have time to get a lot. Oh Jesus. I'm gonna let y'all talk about him. I'm gonna go to the other side. I think one of the problems that we've run into in the large church is that the Word of God has become boring to everybody, unfortunately. And so now
Mm.
people are subject to the antics and the theatrics now in order to get to keep your attention, in order to get you to listen. And so, yeah,
So go get a hairline.
Because
right,
we've labeled everybody
Well,
with ADD,
So
ADHD.
no. So now we got to go get our a hairline
well,
done
no,
on the
no. Now
pulpit.
we got to make sure that we're not trying to fit in.
right. Because
Exactly
how
true.
many,
So,
how many preachers are now going to do this next?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's
Well,
going to,
that,
because there was a rapper who did it a couple weeks back on stage. He wanted to get his hair cut in front of all his fans while he's rapping.
See. So
well, well,
it was,
we
and
may
I'm
have,
sure that
we
was a
may have
trending
found the
video.
truth.
That's how he probably got it.
I mean,
And you see how off it is when you're not doing your own stuff.
right.
well,
It's off.
I remember not too long ago. Remember when Sarah Jakes was losing her wig? How
Mhm.
many women snatched their wigs off?
That was huge.
That was huge, and it was very real. There were so many women that did that, following her, and were like trying to teach a lesson on that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I get it, but they were following
It is.
Hannah
It
True.
is theatrics at the end of the day. But it's just like, man, did you have to get your hairline though? Like, did you
But
have to get your hair cut?
but at the same time, though, I know it said it's to engage and converse. But in the middle of a sermon on Sunday morning, it's not Bible class, so you don't get to converse. You get to sit there and listen. So
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how. When do I get to converse with you about what you did on Sunday, though? I don't.
Oh,
I don't think anybody's going to get to sit down with him after that service and converse to have a conversation and say, did where did you get your inspiration?
mhm.
How long did you pray on this before God dropped this in your spirit for you to do this on Sunday morning as a part of your illustration of your sermon? I don't think that we create those spaces as preachers for those conversations.
Yeah.
I know the word. I guess you call me old school. I don't need you to, put a prop of a door up on the pulpit and then open it and walk through it for me to understand that God's going to open a door for me. I don't need
Mm.
to do all of that. I'm just going to believe you when you say it. Now, if you
Yeah.
do it, okay, that's good. But I'm going to let Dr. Chris help us out here.
Yeah, no. So some people will try to label this as, oh, they're trying to.
Go ahead, multitask.
Some people will try to label this as, oh, he's trying to be outside the box or stand out.
Right.
But here's the thing: standing out to be trendy is trying to fit in. It's its own semi-culture at this point.
Yep.
It's a subculture because it's the whole idea is now that we're like, now we all want to stand out in order to be seen, and that's just another observation of just trying to fit in.
Right.
Mm.
Yes.
People want to be entertained. And so I guess that's what church has become. And so again, is this what it? Let's go back to Todd Tribbett. Is this what he was talking about? Let's be real. Is this why the church is whack? This is another system. This is system driven stuff. My former pastor did illustrative sermons, and they always were effective, but it had its place.
Mhm.
But I agree with Chris. People want to stand out, to be seen, and not effective.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not effective.
Well, and here's the thing.
True. Somebody probably did get something out of it, right?
Right. I don't doubt that.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. But here's the thing. We just seen the video, and I played just a little clip of it. But what was more visible was just him getting his haircut. So after that, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go talk about his haircut because this man just got a haircut on the stage on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the stuff that. Go ahead.
Well, no, because I was going to say, while it was probably engaging for a lot of people, for someone like me, that would be really, really distracting. Like, and so I look at it from both sides, because you have to think, yes, you're trying to engage somebody, but also you're losing someone else in order to engage them. So you have to, when you're trying to, and that's also trying to fit in, because you try to fit into their mindset, into how they think about it. And fitting in is not always negative. Let's be clear.
Yeah, it's not always negative.
It's not always a negative thing.
Well, yeah, no.
Well,
yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but it has its place.
It has its place.
And then, you know, to what Kevin is saying, the traditional, I mean, we'll lose people as well. It's going to happen on both spectrums. And so I don't want anybody to think like this group of collectives on here tonight is saying he's going to hell for that illustration. Nobody, we're not going that far with it. We're just saying that to some,
don't be whack.
But to others, that you have to know the crowd by which you are ministering to, and he is the pastor of that church. And so those that are there under his leadership, they probably got exactly,
because he's done this before, where he did the spit thing.
Right. And so those people there, they got exactly what they needed, because they know how to be, he knows how to feed his sheep. I am not a part of his flock. And so it did not help me. But again, I did not say that it was wrong or any of that. I'm pretty sure we all have our own thoughts. And if we ask tonight, somebody let me spit in your face, I guarantee you ain't gonna tell me somebody's gonna get something out of it. Yeah, you're right. They are. I'm gonna get the end of my life. Is what I'm doing.
No,
I was just talking. Well, I mean, I was just saying to Antoine and Chris the other day, I had went to a service and the pastor was using a word that I would never use in my entire existence. And they were using it from the pulpit in their sermon, not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times. And it was very distracting to me. Although that might be what their congregation was used to. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It was not for me. So I had to really sit back and, instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to get up and leave because I feel really uncomfortable. It was just not as effective to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's okay. And that's okay.
We've been in churches where they use props and all that type of stuff for, and we've been to those churches, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm with Irvin. It's a time and a place for it, though, because it just depends on the place you're in too. You go to a CCM church. Well, let me correct that, because let me not say CCM, because somebody actually corrected me on a post a while back, not too long ago, and said that it's not CCM. Yeah, I know that. It's just a habit that we all say CCM when we're talking about a white culture church, right? I just don't like to say the white folks church. I don't like to say that. And then some black churches are Christian churches too, so I don't want to say that either. So I want to stick at CCM. So, my friend.
Well, I was at a white people church and not too long ago.
She said I can say it.
And I could say it. And they had a prop.
Yeah.
And it was so distracting to me because I couldn't figure out where it fit in the message. And I was literally trying over and over to get it, and it wasn't effective to me. But I've seen other illustrations at whether it be a white church or an African American church that touch me. That I'm like, oh, now I get it.
Yep. All right, y'all. Listen, if you are just now tuning in, I'm so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry, but we gotta let y'all go. We are currently heading over to TuneTalk Uncut, where we're gonna unleash stuff. We're gonna have some fun with stuff. So if you don't follow the YouTube, please go to right now. We'll be sitting there for you. Dive right into the conversation as we go over there. We're gonna just open it up a little bit more. It's gonna be a little bit more out there. We're gonna be comfortable. It's gonna be laid back. With some of us gonna pull our cameras up a little bit. Some of us might pull it back. Different things like that. We going without the notes. We ain't gonna have no notes, y'all. So if you need to roll over there, go to YouTube. I am Antoine Jenkins right now. Right now, you will see us go live there. All right. Catch y'all in a minute. Peace. Welcome back to TuneTalk, y'all. This is TuneTalk Uncut, and I am super thrilled to dive into a conversation with you that is uncovered, that is truth. We just ended our show, y'all, with Stop Trying to Fit In, and we are here to talk about it a little bit more and dive into some other spicy things that we've came upon as of just today. So let's dive in. I'm gonna bring my host on, y'all. Y'all welcome Candace, Richie, Carlton. Well, Carlton's not here. I'm sorry. We got Chris Guyton with us and our great friend Deborah. What's up, y'all?
Hey. Oh, and we got Chris.
Did I say Chris?
No, you
I'm
didn't.
not here. It's
You
all
did
right.
not speak on my pastor.
Oh,
I'm not.
I thought I said Chris. Oh, I said Chris Guyton. See, this is what I'm not
Also,
used
I'm
to.
so proud of you. You said Chris Guyton. Like, look at you go.
I'm trying. See, I'm not used. I got to get used to this, right?
Pastor
So,
Chris, you say
some
I
of
got
y'all Facebooks are still connected.
Mine's is off.
Oh, hold on.
Chris
Oh.
Guyton.
You don't have to. You don't have to do that. That's not.
Deborah, you can stay live on your Instagram if you want. Instagram's fine.
Now that you done, perfected
You're
it, man,
muted.
go keep on.
Mine was done. I already ended it on
Oh, it's just still. Oh, I just need to remove it. My fault. That's
Yeah, that's all.
Hold on. I'm doing it right now. Hold your line.
Take your time, man.
So
y'all know we all are in trouble.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna edit it. So this is what one. It was one like 112. I'm gonna just cut it and then do the uncut separately. I didn't want to restart the live because I'll have to send out links and stuff all over again.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like doing all that tonight. Yeah, I just didn't feel like doing all that. If y'all got YouTube, y'all can go ahead and connect your YouTube channels. Vertical live is streaming here. Yep. So we're still on that. All right. So yeah, if y'all caught the show, man, I think it was a great show, great conversation that was had, and I think the overall the overall vibe, the feeling of it is that fitting in is just not healthy. It's not healthy for you, and we want to be in healthy places. We want to be ourselves. Like we don't want to fit in. We don't fit in. If this is your first time on YouTube, y'all go ahead and share, and subscribe. Y'all can't get my words out. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will be happy to be your friends here on YouTube for TuneTalk Uncut. For TuneTalk Uncut tonight. So I want to dive into that because again, I just feel. Oh, we lost Chris. I just feel that we are in a space where we should not do. There's a certain place where we should do props, right? This prop was just a little overdone to me. I think he overdid it. The cutting of the hair, that was just, he overdid that.
I just think that there are so many people out there looking for like that wow factor.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, I can't believe that, or they did that, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's so many people out there trying to do that. And not that I'm saying you should just get up there and be like, the word of the Lord says. You know what I mean? But I do believe that it has to, I mean, everybody's trying to be like new and relevant,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and all this progressiveness.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's really important that we stay true to, you know, there are just certain things that you don't disrespect. There's certain things, and I think just the pulpit is one of them.
Right.
Oh, see. Hold on, I gotta let me get Chris back in here. He had said that it is giving him an issue. Hold on.
But I mean, you know, and I'm saying that as, I mean, and let's just be honest, and I'm not talking about Deborah or Chris. I'm saying that as the wild child of just our group,
Yeah.
you know, I'm saying that there's still something in me that reverences that space.
Yeah.
You know, and even though y'all know I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that I am I'm probably on the more liberal side of, and people would not agree with, but
Yeah.
I still believe there is still that space of certain things that you do and you don't do from
Right.
the
And I think that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. There's just it's just certain things you just don't do. And I think that delivery was a little different. That delivery
mean,
it was just a little different.
I grew up in a very traditional church, and
Yeah.
women did not preach.
Mm.
Women did not preach. Women, I never wore a pair. I mean, I didn't wear a pair of pants till I was 18.
Wow.
You know, I mean, there were a lot of things like I didn't celebrate Christmas like that. I didn't, you know, there was never, you know, I didn't eat pork. I didn't eat shrimp. I didn't, there was a lot of things that I did not do until I was an adult because it was, I grew up very traditional. But although I found who I was,
Yeah.
who I am, my own personal relationship with God. I worked out my own fear and trembling, right? I worked out my own salvation with fear and trembling. I still also know that there is a time and place for certain things. And we have got to get back to the basics of reverencing or keeping that pulpit sacred or pulpit sacred.
That's the only time I agree that we should get back to the basics because all that other stuff, other church stuff.
I mean, because I'll be honest.
Hold it.
What'd you say?
Hold it, man of God. Hold it.
But I've also
I'm still a believer. Hey, keep them lights in the church. That's where I'm at. That's just me. I want some lights.
We
I know everybody ain't there.
In a fog machine.
Get your little psychedelic lights.
What'd you say?
We ain't come against your little psychedelic lights. We know you like sexy church. It's all right.
See, there it is, right there. That's what get me. And he know it. He knew exactly what was gonna get me. That sexy church word.
Honey.
But you know what?
That's what it's been these last few times.
It's a balance.
You got to escort the children out and everything.
Yeah.
They say, all right, this part of the show is for grown folk only.
It's for grown folk only. No, it's you know, it's different. You know, it's something to get used to. But
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I go to churches and pastor starts hooping and hollering, smelling like or sounding like they just smoked a pack of Newports before the service. That's a little distracting for me too.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying like I see both sides. There's a lot of things. I go to
Yeah,
both.
I think we also like
I'm trying to say it.
since like we're since we're on that, I think we need to like we might as well just do it. Like some pastors, we just have to be careful with what we say.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at
You
all
know,
times.
at all times. You know, because you know, I think that even just you sometimes we get into these moments where you just do stuff and you don't even know that you just lost 5 members and that was the only members that you had.
Mhm.
You know, I was even thinking, I think some pastors are really operating out of flesh.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
And it's like I'm not trying to win nobody over. I'm not even trying to change my style for nobody.
Yeah.
How about this? I'm not even thinking about y'all.
Right.
How about I actually forgot to get my haircut yesterday. I didn't have time to get my haircut yesterday, so I'm just gonna put it on stage in front of everybody. Oh, it's gotta get done tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we have no idea where these ideas are really coming from. You know,
Right.
but all we got is how our response is to it, and it's like, well, wow, who in the world did that help?
Oh,
My goodness.
that's
You know,
just what I meant. Like
and
you just
it's not translating properly because it's not
yeah.
from a pure place.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, are pastors even studying the Word of God anymore? Are they just pulling from other people's messages, just like worship leaders?
Yeah,
Are worship leaders,
AI on their messages.
yes, are worship leaders like, are they actually in worship, you know, during the week?
Alexa,
Oh my
Alexa.
God. Like and you know, I found a site and
I
it's
don't know,
called
Chris, are you proud to be my preacher tonight?
Listen, because it's getting dicey. It's getting dicey around through here. But
I
the
seen
Lord is kind.
I found a website
Disclaimer,
and the
he's not my
website
pastor.
was a sermon. What is that website? It was
Central. Mhm.
who?
Sermon Central.
Yes,
Yes.
and it generates
Yes.
messages for you.
See,
I'm like,
I ain't even gonna let you hurt
it
yourself.
actually generates.
It's out there.
It's out there.
Guess
Like
what?
that's so crazy.
Oh, it's even easier now. We were sitting in our international conference this past week, and they were teaching about this new technology of AI. And so I'm sitting
Mhm.
next to a fellow preacher, and I said, "Hey, I wonder if AI will write a sermon." This man types in the search or in the criteria something like put together an apostolic Pentecostal
my
message,
Lord.
Jesus walking on the water. And this
See,
thing then gave him an entire sermon to preach. I mean, points and all.
don't play with me.
Whoa.
I said, all right, well, no more
Whoa.
study in
Now,
town.
if y'all see me on somebody's flyer, just know that it was orchestrated.
No, no,
Baby, she accepted, baby, she has some help.
I will tell you that there is there's a certain okay, in CCM churches they have sometimes like maybe like a little devotional between the
Uh-huh.
worship and the pastor, and one of the worship leaders will speak,
Mhm.
and they give you an outline, right? Because
Yep.
in certain churches you don't talk, like the worship leader doesn't talk like, come on everybody, let's stand up and worship, come on,
Right.
you know what I mean? They don't do that. They just
Right.
you sing this song, this song, and this song, and then you sit down.
Yep.
And they will say, you know, we want you to speak and this is exactly what we want you to say. And it's very hard for me because I think to myself, that's not authentic. How can I
Right.
give that thought or that devotion?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's not, I'm
Yeah.
not speaking on that. That's not for me. I didn't go through that this week. That's not what this
Yeah.
song means to me when I sing it.
Right.
And you know what I'm talking about, Antoine.
Oh yeah.
And
You know,
it is
I've been up in there.
and it's so hard for me because that is something that I struggle with a lot of times, is saying, why are you making, this is what you want me to say, this is
Yeah.
what you think is going to draw the people in, but if I'm not saying it from a real true authentic place, it's just
Mhm.
going to sound made
It
up.
doesn't matter.
It's going to sound made up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. It's just it's so many different things out here in our world of church, it can get very very overwhelming. Like I enjoyed what uh this preacher, I don't want to name any names, but I enjoyed what this preacher had preached about Sunday because he was just preaching about just being bold, being who you are, telling it like it is, and I appreciate those type of messages because I'm not always a shouter or anything like that, but I love those type of messages because it really puts people into places where they need to understand that it's okay to speak up. It's okay to speak up, and I think that's even just the whole purpose of Tune Talk. Like, it's okay to speak up.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right, and so yeah, that's just where I'm at. But um no, I listen, y'all, I'm just in a space in my life now where it was exactly what that preacher preached Sunday. Being who I am, speaking up. That's kind of what I got from it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking up and just being who I am. Being honest and very transparent with people. Because when you don't, it'll get you into spaces where you wish you had to say something, but now you don't even have the opportunity to do it. Right.
And then the other side ends up being happy, and you end up being unhappy in the end.
Right.
And then
'Cause
you
they
grow,
really need it out of
and you
you.
have resentment.
You have to do, you know,
Right.
then
Right.
you empty,
Then you empty.
not even being
Mhm.
yourself, not being fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was just so crazy. Like that was just a right on time message because I thought about a couple people that I could have just said stuff to that could have prevented some things. And now, even now, it's just like we don't even we know something is there because something happened, but we won't speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm an open person. I'm usually open and very honest. And the only reason why I haven't said anything was because I was just like, I don't want no drama. No drama. But, I would rather let them know, hey, I know what happened. I know what was said. So now let's come to a truce here. And just live at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Live at peace. So y'all listen, I'm cutting uncut short tonight. Because I'm hungry. Your boy hungry. I
We
am
ate a whole
starving.
bag of Doritos before the show.
It's still some here.
Because sometimes that's what gets started. Your body said, "Well, that's it."
Yeah.
That's all you got for me.
I was gonna say Chris already went mute. He's taking a nap.
He probably on the phone. No, I appreciate y'all for coming to Toon Talk Uncut tonight. And I'm actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this good for y'all that are tuning in on our podcast on iHeart podcast. And wait, did I say that right? Did I say iHeart right? I said that right, didn't I? Yeah, iHeart podcast, Apple podcast, and all the other podcasts that we are streaming on with Toon Talk. I'm gonna make it a bonus for y'all, and so y'all gonna get a bonus episode tonight, and I think you would enjoy that bonus episode. Since we ain't go too crazy tonight, we'll give you a bonus. We'll give you a bonus, and so these two episodes are going to be tied together with each other. And so, if you haven't already, for those that are watching from all over the world and listening all over the world, we thank you for tuning in to Toon Talk. Please do us a favor and like and follow our channels wherever you're listening from. If it's Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, Tune podcast. There's a Tune podcast, y'all. Isn't that crazy? There's
Really?
actually a thing called Tune. Yeah. If y'all go and listen to that, go on there and follow us on there. Follow us on iHeart Podcast. You'll be able to find Toon Talk right there in our episodes right there. There's some other ones that you can find us on as well. I don't have all the list of them, the names of them right here in front of me. But if you go and do that, we will be glad for you guys to catch us on these next episodes that are coming up. I'm not even going to name the next episode because every time I name the next episode,
You
it
change
just
it.
don't happen. It just don't happen. So we're just gonna get into a place where we just not gonna name it. I got it for y'all right here: Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Deezer, Apple, and Google Podcasts as well. We just got on Google Podcasts actually a couple weeks ago, I think. So they accepted our podcast, and so we are on there on Google Podcasts. So if you are tuning in from Google Podcasts, listen, do us a huge favor. And did that comment just come in, or am I tripping? Oh, it just went back. It was so weird. I was like, I know ain't nobody sitting here watching. But if you just tuning in, thank you again for tuning in with us tonight at TuneTalk, and we look forward to seeing y'all next week
Yes.
on all of our podcast. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm tired. All of our podcast channels, y'all. We look forward to it. Yes, I'm looking right now at our top 5 locations. Of course, Indianapolis is on the board. Ashburn is on the board. San Jose is on the board, and Boardman is top on the board too. And so we appreciate you from watching with us. Columbus is on here. Brazil, thank you for watching from Brazil. Brazil. I just want to shout y'all out and let y'all know that we see you. We see you watching with us and listening to us rather on Toon Talk, and we appreciate you. So if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that follow button, and we will be glad to tune in with you. Y'all, I'm done. I'm done. Y'all have a great night.
Yes, have a good night.
Again, thankful for my co-host, y'all. Co-host that came here tonight. Y'all, Carlton, we missing Carlton again. Something's got to give. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna talk about him.
Yeah, we gotta do something about this because this is the second time y'all he done messed with us, and it's just not normal because we always have that odd child in the room, and we don't have that odd child right now in the room.
No.
So,
well, he probably didn't want to be number 19.
True. He's actually right now trying to fit in somewhere.
see.
Oh, but we got cool.
See. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you again for tuning in to Toon Talk, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.